Philippines, Malaysia, in the end, draw, but a good, decent result. No, we'll put it at decent result. But in the end, you look at that team, very different already. A lot of new faces, some remnants as well. But you can see it's a new mix of players. No? Sino yung mga players on your part, Alvin, na talagang, uy, eto okay itong player na to. Ganda na nang nilalaro niya ngayon.
I have two choices one for defense.
Depensa lang!
Aside,
Sige,
parang well represented.
Sige.
For defense, I'd go for Carly De Murga. People would say na Jason Sabio or Luis Gerardo or even Ray Yonson. But for me, the threat of Malaysia came most from the left side. The player there was very skillful with the ball and fast, but Carly was able to actually defend well. Considering na yung laro niya dito sa UFL is on the defensive mid. So he's playing in the middle and now he's transferred to the right, which is his normal playing position for the Azkals. So he's able to really catch up, prevent some major threatening crosses and even drops. That's for the defense. For the offense, it was Dennis Wolf. For me, he's the best partner for Phil Younghusband. Because we all know, Phil doesn't go down.
alam mo kung bakit?
Bakit?
Bakit magandang partner kay Phil Younghusband si Dennis Wolf?
Bakit?
Lobo eh.
Okay. So, nakakaintindi. Alam niyo na kung bakit yun.
Ano ba?
Lobo eh.
Hindi mo iniisip eh.
Oo nga. Baka sa gabi nagtatransform. But okay siya.
You don't know that.
You don't know that? You have to watch it. He goes down, he fetches the ball from the midfield, and he acts as a feeder for Phil also. In terms of his Phil's scoring opportunities.
He's got a lot of really good dynamic
Yes.
bursting runs particularly.
You agree?
For standout players, I still think Jason Sabio, and if we were going to go attackably probably Dennis Wolf as well, but Angel Aguirre had a good game. A lot of people are criticising Jason, particularly because of the last goal.
Well, of course,
yeah.
I
I still think because he got turned by the defender, but the first half he was really solid, dives in with a lot of goal-saving blocks. Without those tackles, probably would have been about 2-1 to Malaysia at half-time. It was solid, kept the defensive line, and I thought that the organisation was there. Previously, I've never been a big fan of Sabio, to be honest.
How about now?
But he...
and it's nice of you to keep it to yourself.
Yeah. I mean, we're just three here,
Here.
I mean, he used to break the line a lot, and the line really suffered because of that. But even the coach in the press conference afterwards was like, his improvement has been so good recently, and he's really offering really depth to the defence. Previously, the defence, if Rob Gear was injured, if Ali Borromeo was out, with both of them out, now Luis Gerardo and Sabio together are offering really good opportunities, a really good partnership in the middle. So there's a bit more depth to the squad now with the injuries.
And the form of Sabio, you take that all the way back during their trip. Maganda yun, he was playing very well. But it's funny you mentioned already. Okay, there's three guys, probably the three bigger names in outside of the Younghusbands in the Azkals that are either not available or unable to suit up or was not allowed to suit up. You look at a guy like Chifi, Ali Anton, not there, but the result still good para sa Philippines. So that means is that a sign that there's serious depth already when it comes to the lineups of the Azkals?
It's definitely growing. Coach Weiss used to complain a lot about how there wasn't the depth in the squad, and he was criticised so much for not using substitutes. And that was his reason. He didn't like the depth in the squad. It wasn't there as much. But with, as I say, Luis Gerardo, with Sabio, there's defensive options. Angel's doing really well on the left wing. He's transferred to left wing. He looks good there. So he's offering good replacements for Chifi. We've got Misa in now as well. There's good depth. Excuse me. The problem may be up front with Dennis Wolf unavailable for the Challenge Cup. Who will partner for the young It could be a bit of an issue. They say passport concerns, but we'll see who'll partner him. That could be the issue. Maybe they'll put Chico up front or Angel.
But the good thing is, with all these options already in place, most of the attacking players there can play the multiple positions. They can play on the wing, they can play up front, they can even play in the middle. So that's a good thing already for the national team. They have all these options. Whatever happens, if this injury occurs or if this passport concern occurs.
Passport!
Passport!
Yeah,
So, at least they have the complete range of options. Not even for attack, but also for defense.
Now let's look at both sides. There were players that played well, and maybe we'll also talk about players you felt that you were wanting more from during that, or maybe if not naman, kung lahat na nakita mo, okay nilaro. Maybe someone that you had hoped to see play that day.
Well, one thing would be, sana mas maganda pa, Phil. Because we all know how Phil is as a striker. How he scores goals. But during that game, he wasn't that on target. He had a lot of chances, missed a couple of them. So, we want to see better or a more consistent Phil yung husband when the Challenge Cup starts. So, because sa kanya nanggagaling.
Yeah.
He's a top scorer. Importante talaga. So, I mean, he may have to adjust during the Malaysia game, but now this is where all the games are now being played. Talagang mabigat na tournament na. So, he has to get that kumbaga tawag mojo back.
Pero in fairness to him, ang problema sa kanya, nagpapalit yung the people around him continuously change. So where he wants the ball, nag-iba rin. His runs also change. The only guy that's been there consistently has been his brother.
Yes. Sila yung nagkakakilala talaga.
How about you?
Maybe the same, but I agree that it's difficult for him to adapt with that. The game as well, the style that the Philippines were playing, much more balls into the box, long throws, and it's more about the height. For Phil, his goals normally came from through balls and it finished through. Yeah. And so it was a different game. They were unable to play it on the ground as much, and so it's understandable why. It wasn't like a poor performance from him though. He obviously contributed to the team, absolutely. A lot. So that I don't think there's any single player who had a poor game, which is good, or a poor game.
Poor, yeah, you have to note that.
With that, we'd like to say that it was not a poor game by any of the Filipinos that day.
Is it poor or poor?
Depende kung nandun ka sa bandang Manchester.